Testing, testing, testing. Okay. Good morning, Jim. I trust there's sound. Um, I have decided to put a clock there so you guys can see if there's lag. Um, so you can now look at your time and see how many seconds there's a difference. I won't show up all the time. The moment I click on the chart, it will disappear. Jim, can you confirm that there's sound? Doesn't look like there's sound for some reason. Testing, testing. Good morning, Tova. Is there sound? Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Okay, I think the sound's better now. Yes, that is what I'm intending for all to see. I don't want to show my bottom indicators. Thank you. So that's really the whole frame of the active chart window. That. All right. Cool. And back to the analysis now. So I'm concerned about a potential head and shoulders that has been setting up now. So if this neckline breaks, there's this whole long vertical blue bar would be the target from the break of the neckline. The only problem is the neckline seems to be either where this 61 retracement is or where this last low was made, which was really 26,200. What is encouraging is the strong hour after the open that we had, and that since then the market respected round numbers like 26,200, 26,250. So I'm hoping that it's going to start turning here bullishly, but yeah, the proof's in the pudding. So now just looking at how it's setting up for the next pivot and the final pivot hour. So I think there's a good chance that that was a front run to what's going to be settling in as M2. So now I'm going to start zooming in a little bit. And Okay, the world clock will. Can someone tell me what the lag is for you before I? Yeah, so it's holding that level at the moment. It's been holding it for a few times today, and then either that was stop hunting to the 26,200. So yeah, the lower levels are being defended, but let's see who's going to win. Unfortunately, this is again going to make for a bit of a tight range. Um, in the final hour, so I don't know how much we'll be able to trust the take profit targets because they're going to be reached so easily and early. So no calls on lag. If you use the same worldclock.com website and just compare the seconds you see to the seconds that you receive through the stream. Right. Time to zoom in a little bit. Okay. So given that that's quite a lengthy lag, what I will suggest is once I see the action setting up for an entry, um, I will give you my bias. I will give you, um, you know what to look for, a 5/8 cross, a pullback after the 5/8 cross to the moving averages for your entry. Um, the ranges are very big today, so I really recommend we go with smaller positions because I'll have to probably make the stop loss something like 50 to 40 points rather than the normal 25. Um, and then I guess the targets will be no longer 90, but again, something like 120. Count to 5, and when you hit 3, I'll type a 3. Right. Um, and when you hit, when I hit 3 in my 5 count, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tova, if that's your lag, that's just way too long. This is scalping, so if you hear something, look out. As I say, look out for a 5/8 cross. Um, look at the pivots. We would be likely to take entries at using the standard rules. All right. Yeah, that was a long time ago that I counted. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to research if that could be improved. 'Cause that's not very useful. Okay, so not looking bullish. And right now the M2 is a moving target, so you don't really know where it's going to form. So I guess we'll have to be guided by this by the support levels. My indicator is sort of indicating a range-bound market because really it's looking at the very immediate action, um, and there's been a loss of momentum in this last hour and a half. So it does mean we should be nimble and go for either direction. Now, I mean, 78.6 retrace will definitely say that um, that run up from the open, hour after the open, is going to be fully reversed. Right. So really what I'll be doing now, so we've had a bit of ranging, right? So you see the threading of the 5/8 and a thread went up, thread coming back down to test these lows. So what we want to see is yeah, I don't know, right? It all depends. See, this pivots is almost useless. It's just too small. Um, and it's because we weren't trending in this last bit here. So what's a satellite lost in space? Yeah, I think I'm just going to look at the price action mostly and the, oh, there we go, down. Yeah. And wait for 5/8 cross, I guess the opportunity was over here at if we took this cross, then the opportunity would have been that test there of the moving averages. Um, so now we'll just see if and that was at 1951. I should have been on that actually. Okay, so will the 78.6 hold? Will bears take profit in the green zone? All good questions, but we're not going to front run today, and we're going to wait for confirmation. I would want to see, so a bounce here, retesting that won't be bullish. Needs to break through, come down and up. Is there really a satellite lost in space? So what if so if I just use my frequencies, given that we had a cross at about 10 to the hour, I think we'll get a cross again around the 20 minutes past the hour mark. Um, then it will go up and cross again down. So that should give us a down open, a down close, sorry. So, and that would sort of indicate 3 trades in this final hour if you count this one as the first one, which is really the one I should have been on. Just came to so quick. (9:44), 4 minutes before my my scheduled the arrival time. 48 minutes is the one I look for. 1 minute before I start streaming. So that was the high. There was actually a chance to grab it when I saw the cross and the retrace. Now here's our other problem. This could be a head and shoulder pattern. So that means now we'll move this line to where the break occurred, which is there. No, no, it's this one, right? And maybe you can make it there. It's a bit hard to know. So a retest here down would be your opportunity for a short. Although I don't know how good head and shoulder patterns are on the 1 minute chart, probably not very good. Cool. Although I must say, remember now, I don't trade head and shoulder patterns using this. This is all about the moving averages crossing, pivot points being respected, and my indicator, which did go oversold. So if I get the bullish price action now, I'll be buying. Um, so that's your heads up now to look for the 5/8 cross confirmation. A buy around between central pivot and M2 is the right place to buy. Oh, okay, thanks, Tova. Okay, so for you guys who needs to set up the same moving averages, this is a 10 and 16. So the 5/8 is converted to 10/16 because I'm using a 1 minute chart, but when I researched this system, it was done on 2 minute charts. So I had to adjust the moving averages for the double up. Okay, we're getting our cross. So buying on a dip would now be, well, it's not closed yet. The bar that's causing the cross hasn't closed yet. But if it does close with a cross, I'd like to buy at the M2. That would be a good level actually. So I think I'm going to set an order to buy there and see what happens. Yeah, it's very excited about the cross, but yeah, wait for the test of the moving averages, which is very close to the M2. Um, Probably move the buy order to the middle of the two moving averages. This is only slightly above M2. Let me remove this blue bar here so that you can see it a bit better. So what we want now is a up, 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 down, down buy. We've had the up, 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 up. Yesterday, when the price got to the sell zone, the pink bar, um, the market turned there and it never looked back. I'd be a bit cautious of expecting a repeat of that today, given that the zone is so compressed. So here's a down, down. We'll have to move the buy order up a little bit. This is right at the bottom of that moving average. Maybe just to the top of this last, before there was a bit of a retrace. So let's just quickly familiarize ourselves with the opportunities here. So this one was 225 points. This one's already 180. So I designed this system around 90 and 40 point moves. And that's why I say, stop losses have to double, take profit targets have to double. All right, so we overbought on the indicator, the secret source indicator. So this is where I'll see a pullback develop for the confirmation of that 5/8 cross to hold. This could actually still be that head and shoulder retest now though, which is not great if that's what's going to happen. So we have to have a stop loss. It will have to be just below the S1, I suppose, which is sort of at that double bottom. So I'll put it just below the double bottom. Once it triggers, I can't now. I'll get the price along though. It's going to be 26, make it 26, 26118 will be the stop loss. So now the M3, the bears did jump in at M3, right? So it is risky. Maybe with this size moves, I should just trade the pivots. M3, stop loss at pivot. When it breaks through it, see what happens at M2. Oh, I just didn't get filled. Man, I think I was beaten by the spread. See, might get a second chance. Might have to trigger the trade manually and quickly cancel the order. But there probably won't be time. Okay, looks like it's gonna come. Oh, heaven's sake. Okay, well, look, I like the price action that's setting in here. It's not wanting to go lower yet. Um, so it sort of tells me this 5/8 cross we had is bullish. So if I can get a buy at about 235, 240, I'll just have to jump in. 230. Looks like 240 is the best I'm gonna get. I've moved the buy order up a little bit. See, it's now below the MA. I don't know if it's gonna get hit. Okay, I'm filled. So stop loss down to 118, I said, which is about right at the bloody take profit zone of the base. It's annoying. Or just above it. So if the M3 was right, I'm gonna be sorry. I think I should have really paid attention to this role reversal here. This is the doubts that always set in after you take a trade, right? At least you guys can get a better price than me with the lag. But you might be sitting there, yeah, he's wrong. He's wrong. So, right, so we're now in a position where we've crossed downwards. And if we get a retest, If we get a retest, it would give me the opportunity to exit for no loss. Um, but I'm going to stick to my setup here. So it was this early cross here after I've had oversold conditions at the start of the hour. That's what I'm going to stick to. All right, and I think I need to set the take profit too, right? Um, I have to go for let's just do the top of this range. No, go there. That's close enough to the top of that top. Well, I hope the 78.6 holds. That the dip below 78.6 was just, what do you call it, a fake. Thanks, Roger. Yeah, I suppose the problem we have here is this wasn't a higher high. So the up wasn't up enough. I missed that. At least if it turns here, it's going to be a higher low, which is a precursor to a higher high, because now we have a lower higher high to beat. It's just that it was sort of aggressive, yes. I think I can probably do with the stop loss just below the 78.6, but anyway. Trading. Yeah, okay. Guess I can't say it's trading. Just looks like it is, but these ranges are actually very big. Hmm. Yeah, that's true, Tova. Thanks. Yeah, guys, I think it's a short. That retrace into the moving averages. That's the short. M3 to M1 with had such a good day yesterday, and now you can't win them all. So what can I lose? 110. Oof, it's a lot. Luckily, I cut the lot size. Come on, 78.6. Hold it. How was Wayne's webinar last night for you guys? I'm thinking of canceling my subscription this month. Yeah, that's a loser. Damn. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna see a strong close in. Just the question is from where? The thing about these pivot webinars, I don't think Wayne has spent enough time on explaining to people that pivots only work 30% of the time and that you should be looking for in a month where it's worked for a currency pair, you then have to look at the next month, you have to look for the pairs where it didn't work. And then say, okay, there's a greater likelihood for the swing pivots to kick in on those where it didn't work the month before in the next month. And it can take 2 months before you get one that swings. And that's why I guess it's what you call range bound markets, right? So swing or trend, range bound, trend, range bound. And there I'm stopped out. So now that's a kick in the guts, but as I say, there might be a strong close now, but I don't think I should have been bullish. And so I'm not gonna, I was wrong on my first trade. Um, yeah, look, I'm gonna follow the process and I'll go long again if it turns at the right level, at the right price, sort of at the right time, because I'm expecting it then to happen at about, what's the time now? Yeah, it should actually happen now. So the stop loss was just at a bad level, but what can I do? You have to employ your discipline, right? Would be a nice double bottom if it puts it in here. But what I probably want to see is a turning there at the between the M0 and the S3, bearing in mind this thing's still playing out too. Would have been much easier if I just was a bear. Guys, I've got a family situation that's come up, so I'm gonna cut it short here. I've had a loss for the day, so let's just leave it at that. Thank you. Um, Life has gotten in the way now, but yeah, probably just gonna help me out, not doing the wrong thing anyway. Cheers, man.